Hi friends, I need to quit yelling when I'm in my car, but hello friends. So today I'm on my way to the library. I need to go pick up some books through curbside pickup, and I thought I would just talk about some books that I DNF'd that I'm thinking of finishing and actually trying again, because I saw, what's her face? I forget, but I'll put it in the description. I saw this one girl who I love on YouTube doing the same video. She did a books I DNF'd but want to try again video. Yeah. So I thought I would do the same thing. I'm going to be talking about some books that I DNF'd, didn't think were so good at the time, but I think I'll be able to give them another try and actually like them. We're gonna have to see about that. So, if I'm yelling, I'm really sorry. I don't know why I think I have to talk louder in a car. I think it's just because the car is loud, so then I feel like I have to talk loud. Wows. It's kind of bright. Okay. But yeah, this guy just stepped out of his truck. That's interesting. Okay. We're about to take a right turn and Mans is stepping out of his truck. That is interesting. I swear I'm a good driver, it's just everything scares me. So that's really great. Also, love that there's no sun anymore. What am I trying to talk about? So the first book I want to talk about is The Immortalist. I don't remember who it's by, but it is The Immortalist. So when I picked this book up, I thought that this book would be my favorite book of 2019. It was my most anticipated read. I was so interested in reading it. All I could think about was going to Costco and buying the book because they were selling it at Costco, and that's where I first saw it and got interested in it. And I picked it up. I got it, and then I started reading it. I could not get into it. I was so confused by everything that was going on in the book. I didn't understand anything. It just wasn't catching my attention. So then I was like, okay, let's put this down for right now and let's start it up again later on. And it didn't work out a second time. I couldn't read it again. So I picked it up. Well, I picked it up again the second time, and then I was like, maybe it's just something wrong with me, like maybe I just don't understand it or something like that. And then I looked up reviews on BookTube, and everybody was like, oh, this is a subpar book, it's not that great, whatever. And I was still pushing because I was like, this is my most anticipated read of 2019. Who the F cares if who cares if they don't like it? I want to like it. And I didn't like it. So I'm going to try again. I only got like maybe 50 pages in, maybe not even 50, maybe 30 pages in. It's about these kids who watch their whole lives go past them, or like they go back in time. I don't know. Maybe they live forever since it's called The Immortalist. I have no idea. I don't remember the premise, but I am excited to read it because it was my most anticipated read of 2019. I can't let that go. I need to read it. And I bought the book. It's a beautiful book. I love the cover. Mostly kind of fell in love with the cover, not gonna lie. But I'm gonna read it again. It is like literary fiction, and it's adult, which I don't normally read, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but we're gonna have to see. I wrote everything down on this tiny ripped up piece of paper. I wrote all the books that I needed to talk about that I didn't bring with me. So this is what we're looking at. The next book I want to talk about is The Last Magician. Also don't know the author of this one. It's really hard for me to remember names of authors if I haven't read their book. And sometimes if I'm like really interested in a book and it's on my TBR, I will remember the author. But if I DNF a book, I'm not remembering you. Is the general idea. I don't know why I DNF'd this. I just wasn't feeling it at the time. It was kind of more like me just needing something else to read. I wasn't feeling a new fantasy. I kind of just wanted to reread at the time. So I never finished it. I read like maybe the first 2 pages and then I DNF'd. So I guess it's not a full DNF. I guess I was just trying it out. But regardless, is something here? No. Oh, okay. I guess it's not a full DNF, but regardless, I DNF'd the book. I've heard it's amazing. I've heard it's awesome. Books with Chloe is what I think her name is. She was talking a lot about the book and how she loved it. And I'm really excited for it. I love the cover. It's beautiful. I love fantasy, so I should like the book. But we're going to have to see. We're going to have to figure it out and see if I actually like it or not. What's the next book? Oh, the next book that I wasn't able to bring with me is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I remember this one. I got like about 100 pages into it, and then there were so many other better books that I wanted to read. So I was just kind of like, I don't want to read this anymore. And I was so excited. Like, I read the entire series before getting to Midnight Sun. I got really hype about the ending of Breaking Dawn. I loved the first Twilight book. And then, and I also love, I think it's either Eclipse or New Moon. I love one of them. And then I started reading Edward's point of view, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. This is great. I get a full insight into how he is. But the fact that the book was like about 600 pages was really weighing me down, and it was making me reluctant to read it. And the fact that it just wasn't hitting as hard as it did when it was from Bella's side. Maybe it's because Bella's a girl and like it's more like relatable, but also like I read a bunch of books with male POVs before, so I don't really understand what the issue was. Again, it had to be like the right time. I'm always waiting for the right time with these stupid books. I'm always waiting to read at the correct time that I think is gonna give me maximum satisfaction. And yeah. Okay, so I have about 10 minutes until the library opens. I just realized I am 12 minutes early, so I have to go find a spot to park where I can make this video and talk to my camera at the same time. Okay, this is good. Library only, that's fine. I'm a library only car. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's too many. Okay. Okay, me forgetting to put my car in park. Yeah. Okay, do I have to put this up to give me more light? Like, I don't understand what I need to do to make this look nice. Ooh, okay, there's a book on here that I'm gonna get so much hate for, so we're gonna keep it for last. Next book I want to talk about, Locally Laid by Lucy B. Amundson. I read this book. I should probably turn off my car. There was a guy just standing at the door of the library, like waiting for it to open. And I feel bad. Because it's like, bruh, you got 12 more minutes. Locally Laid by Lucy B. Amundson. Love this book. That was a reluctant love this book. I actually did. I actually love this book. I really enjoyed it. It was just more the fact that I was reading too much at the time, and I was in the middle of a readathon, and I just wasn't feeling a nonfiction. I usually never am. Usually with nonfiction, I need some time to like digest it, and I need to read it in installments, which I wasn't doing with this book. I was just trying to read it all the way through. So I even started annotating. I got like this much of the way through, and then I still had this much, and then I just stopped. I don't count it as like a full DNF, like I wasn't enjoying the book, because I was. It was just more right time, right place, whatever that thingy is. Next book I want to talk about, Feed by M.T. Anderson. I was reading this book, not really enjoying it. I even have a dog ear of where I left off. I was on page 58. It's like a teenagers go about like flopping through the universe or something. It was good. I wasn't right place. No. It was more that I wasn't really like getting into it. Like I don't know. Something about this book just like was off to me. It just didn't feel very atmospheric. Like I didn't feel like I was pushed into the world. It more felt like I was just being told everything at surface level. But since I've read more since I picked up this book, I think that I'll be able to enjoy it a lot more. This book was published in the year that I was born, so I thought it would be cool to make a video of me reading all the books that were published in the year I was born. So I think I'm going to do that with this book and then a couple others that I looked up online. So I will be reading it at one point. I don't want to let it go because I know that I feel like I'm going to enjoy it because, like, the premise was cool. Everything about it was cool. It was just, the beginning just wasn't my favorite and it wasn't my cup of tea. So I need to figure out what I actually like from the book and then just read more because I think I'll get into it as I go on. It's just at the time and the place. Every single book is like, oh, wrong time, because it really is. Like, when you DNF a book and you want to read it again, it's mostly about the timing of when you're reading it. At least for me, because I'm a mood reader, and I'm also I think I'm also like an emotional reader, so I need something based off of my emotions, and that book just wasn't fitting the way I was feeling at the time. Book, I'm ashamed that I haven't finished this yet because I've talked about it in about 3 videos. I was supposed to read The Immortals by Amit Chaudhuri for the Indian readathon, never got to it. Read a bunch of other stuff. I read a bunch of contemporaries because I was feeling that at the time. So I never got to this. Beautiful cover. I absolutely love it. I just think the foil on the letters and then also just the way it's blurry is just a cool way to make a cover. Mostly what drew me in. Also the fact that it's Indian fiction by an Indian author. I feel like that's self-explanatory, but like, I don't read many Indian authors, and the goal of this year was to try to read a lot more, and I am actually making that happen. It's just not with this book, because I think this is literary fiction, and I don't think I do well with literary fiction. I think I just need to stop trying and move on to like just reading regular contemporaries and like regular or like young adult fiction. I don't know. I'm gonna try it again. That's the goal. I'm gonna try it again. Okay, my second to last book I want to talk about, Dry by Neil Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. I have no problems with this book. I have absolutely no problems with this book. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think anything was wrong with it. I just genuinely didn't want to read it during a pandemic. So I DNF'd it because it's about a drought that happens and then martial law will be effective, things will break soft, and recovery will be relatively easy. Martial law will fail, riots will be systemic and severe. In Southern California, it will break bad. Yeah, that kind of sounds like 2020 to me. So I don't want to read it yet. I want to be out of this pandemic. I want to be out of 2020, and then I will read this book and I will get all the feelings rushed back to me. And it's just too similar and too much to read during a pandemic. I'm not the type of person who can read a pandemic book during a pandemic and be okay. Like, I never read, there was a book everybody was super excited to read and everybody was, Station 11. I never read Station 11 during the pandemic because I knew if I tried reading that book, it would just like make me feel like the pandemic is literally like the end of the world, which I don't want to feel like, because it's getting, well, I was about to say it's getting better. It's not getting better, but we're on our ways to a time when it will be better, and it will be better at some point, just not right now. So like, I'm gonna wait until the time, I'm gonna wait until everything is better and then go on. The last and final book I want to talk about is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. Okay, stop. I know, everyone hates me, I know. I understand that I shouldn't have DNF'd this book. I shouldn't have even, I get it. Because this has literally been the book of the year. Everybody has been reading The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. I just DNF'd it because I wasn't feeling it at the time. I love the premise. I think that I'm really going to enjoy the book because I was really attached to the characters right off the bat. It was just more that it was a literary fiction novel, and I'm just not interested in literary fiction right now. I think the pandemic and just the doom of 2020 is really making me want some lighter reads. So I didn't finish it yet. but I will be finishing it. And I know I'm going to be finishing it because I'm so excited to read this book. And I went and bought The Mothers by Britt Bennett, which is her first debut novel. And I'm really excited to read that. I'm really excited to read The Vanishing Half. I just haven't yet. And how could I not? Because look at this cover. Look at how beautiful this cover is. Like, I'm ashamed of myself for not reading any of these books and DNFing them. But you know what? Sometimes it's just not the time. And it wasn't the time for me with these books. And I wasn't in the mood for them. And I had to DNF them. I don't like calling it DNF because it's not like, it's like me being like, oh, like I didn't finish, so I'm never going to read the book. It's more like, oh, I wasn't in the mood at that time, or I didn't have time when I was reading it. So I thought I would put it down and come to it at a different time. Words Nidhi doesn't like. I don't like TBR. I like to call it suggested reading. I don't like DNF. I like to call it I'm a mood reader. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. I'm wearing the same sweatshirt because I filmed 2 videos today. So if you see a video right before this and I'm wearing the same thing, that's why. I'm really excited to go get these books from the library. They haven't set up their little curbside pickup tent yet, so I can't go pick up the books. Maybe I'll add that in to the end of this video, and then I will finish this video off. I just got back from the library. I thought I would give a little update on what I got. I got 3 books. One of them was not planned. I didn't have it on hold. I literally just wanted it, so I got it. Okay, first book. Really hoping to read a bunch of Alice Oseman, so I got Solitaire. Super excited, cannot wait. I read Radio Silence a couple weeks ago, or a week ago. So good, so many emotions. Honestly, one of my favorite books of all time. So, I'm reading the rest of Alice Oseman's books. One day I hope to own all of them, but today is not the day. Next book, Star Daughter by Sveta Thakrar. Yeah, Sveta Thakrar. As I mentioned before, I'm hoping to read a lot of books by Indian authors and really trying to read more about my culture because I never do. So, Star Daughter is a good way to start. This is a Indian story, a story by an Indian author with Indian characters, and I'm really, really excited because when this book came out, I was just so freaking happy to have a book with a brown girl on the cover that was Indian, and also the fact that she's wearing Indian clothing and bangles. Like, everything about it is just awesome, and I'm so excited. Last book. This was the book I didn't plan to get. Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. I've heard it's like a gay romance story with like mystical elements, like magical realism, maybe? I'm not sure. Very excited, heard a lot about this book, heard it's really good. There was a little staff pick thing in there that said, spoiler alert, the secret is love, which I just thought was the cutest thing ever. So, I'm excited to read this. I'm very happy with my library picks. And yeah, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my DNFs and saw a little bit of my library haul. That is pretty much it. I'm trying to think of other things to say, but I don't have anything else to say. Bye!